I do have a couple of great announcements to kick us off today. And we'll talk about last night a little bit. But first of all, I want to say this. Last night was very successful. We've talked about doing a monthly broker overview, and we're going to do it the first Tuesday of each month. So next month, Tuesday, that would be you could all look up February, but it's Tuesday the 3rd at 8 p.m. Eastern, we'll be doing our Tuesday Night Live. Okay. So it'll be a broker overview followed by some, maybe try to limit it to a half hour of extra stuff afterward, like launches, product specials, different things, incentives for the month, different things we might have. So that'll be the first Tuesday of every month. We want to bring on some of our top brokers to share too, not just us. Last night we just the two of us, McGuire and I, but going forward, we want to spread the conversations like we do with the huddles. So first Tuesday of every month, put it in your calendar. Now, with that said, as we've always said, that shouldn't be the only time your team has an opportunity to see a live presentation. So part of being a local leader is stepping up and doing your own Zooms once in a while. The slides are right in the back office. You can download them and go through and walk through the slides. Of course, the video is available on the website. Yesterday alone, we had a lot of people join. You guys did a fantastic job. But keep up the good work. Also, today is the last day to change your address for 1099s. If you earned over $600 last year, we're going to send a 1099 to the IRS. It's just in miscellaneous income form. We have to tell the IRS if we paid you commissions more than 600. And we send that document to your email address and to your mailing address. It's on file in the back office. Today's the cutoff for your address to change. So if you moved last year and you want your 1099 mailed to your new address, or then make sure the address in the system at your back office is accurate. If not, go into your profile and edit it. Otherwise, it will be sent to the wrong address and kicked back to us. That raises a flag at the IRS. They're always concerned that it's the wrong person. So you don't need a flag raised at the IRS and have them ask us about it or write you about it. Okay. Also, tax ID numbers we get from the system. So if that wasn't accurate, you better make sure that's accurate, because if you're going under David Rutz, but you're using a company tax ID number, that flags the IRS. They tell us, hey, wait a minute, that ID number you have in file is not for David Rutz. It's for Humpty Dumpty. And now they talk to us about correcting that or start withholding. And now they're watching you, right? So that's what happens as an employer and as a person paying commission. So the only reason I say that is if you have a business in the system and you're using a social security number because you've never registered that business with an employer ID, you're fine. You put it as a Schedule C on your business. But if you have a C Corp or an LLC and you're being paid to that C Corp or LLC, then you need that C Corp or LLC's tax ID. I take that back, unless you're the only owner of the LLC. So just make sure the tax ID number matches your name is the bottom line. Don't use a tax ID of a company and get paid personally. That makes sense. I guess that's the rule. If you are, change it to your social security number today, before we issue the 1099 to a company number when the money was paid to you personally. You get yourself in trouble. You don't need that. All right. And it does get flagged, and we're told about it. And so just know that's common sense. Third thing, print shop. Print shop, I don't have update yet that they've got them live, but they were sent the new brochures and sent the new drop cards, both Spanish and English, for Bank Breezy. Tyler, if you're on and you got confirmation of that, let me know. I know we sent them yesterday. Take some time for our printer to get them live, but they'll be coming soon, and you'll be able to order your brochures there. Swag store, 35% off. Don't forget, mentioned that last night. You want to make sure you're aware of that. DAC Leader. I know I mentioned it last Friday. We built a journey that once someone joins dacleader.com, that mail list, dacleader.com is the mail list to be a part of the local leaders. They're going to start a local leadership journey. All right. And we're kicking that off. Make sure you're on that list. When we kick it off, everyone will get the first email. You'll all get it. So if you haven't got that yet and you don't get it till tomorrow or Sunday or Monday, don't be surprised. You'll get it. But make sure you're on the list by going to dacleader.com, subscribing if you want to be one of the people who are part of the local leaders, and also receive that journey of training for the local leaders, which will involve private events, etc. So make sure you're signed up for that if you're not already signed up. Print workshop. I'm sorry, the social media workshop next week. This is going to be spectacular. I'm really going to benefit from this. I need this. I get several clients from my social media just by posting what I love about helping businesses, and I post local. But I don't do a lot of the stuff McGuire recommends. I didn't know to do it. There's some good stuff in that training, in that workbook. So if you haven't already downloaded the workbook, please do. It's a great supplement to your own efforts. So make sure you download that social media booklet. We've got a brand new resource center. DACRC.com now links you to the resource center at the LMS. So it's all on one site now. When you're in the LMS, you can click on resources and pull all of our resources. So they're all in one place now, on one site. It makes it a little easier for everybody. Don't forget the sale of the month. I talked to another gym yesterday and they're interested. So I've got I guess I've reached out to about 14 gyms, but only 8 were local and 2 of them are interested in funding. That's pretty darn cool. We're still going through the process. It's not, like I said, it's not a yes immediately. It's a, yeah, let's tell me more about that, because I am thinking about buying a new location, or I am thinking about expanding my gym and doubling the size of it and moving into the spot next to mine. And so, yeah, let's talk about it. Those type of conversations only happen because of the reach out. So hopefully you're playing that reach out huddle still. Spanish is now live. We want to see some uptick there, please. Let's help that community. Over 500,000 businesses doing over 15,000 a month that are owned by Spanish business owners, Hispanic business owners. And so we want to help them, Spanish speaking, I should say. Let's get them supported by getting the word out. Follow today's huddle prompt. MLK Day coming up next week. The office will be closed on MLK Day, of course, in honor of the great Martin Luther King. And we do monitor emails for emergencies, but we don't monitor it for, hey, what's my this or what's my that? That's not emergency. We give our corporate team time off too. They all work a lot of extra hours. We stay understaffed. One of the biggest risks for an employer is staff. And staff that you hire, you've got to pay. And we only do revenue on new fundings, right? It's the only source of revenue. We don't have a baseline revenue when the month starts, just like you don't. We only do revenue if new fundings come in. But yet we got to pay people, right? So we keep our staff as lean as possible so that we don't put an implied burden or an extra burden on our finances. We're very, very mindful of that. I can't say I've always been that way in the past. I've had some businesses that were hard to keep moving because payroll was way too high versus the sales. So I won't make that mistake again. That means we're going to stay lean. So in order to do that, we also need to give our corporate team some time off for all the extra hours they're putting in, nights and weekends and such. So the banks are closed on MLK Day. That means this: if you got a client who's accepted an offer, if they don't get the money today, they're not getting it till Tuesday. Giggle funding, different story. I'm talking about the Bank Breezy larger funding. They only fund when banks are open. Giggle can fund whenever that customer uploads their debit card, they put the money on it right away, right? But that's Giggle. I'm talking about the bigger funding. Keep in mind on the Spanish, the Spanish right now is only at bankbreezy.com, bankbreezy.com. Upper right-hand corner, you can click Espanol and see that translated. Or you can send someone directly there, bankbreezy.com/ES/your ID number. Can someone type that in the chat, please? bankbreezy.com/ES for Espanol /your ID number. That'll take them right to your replicated page with your name on it. If you send them just to bankbreezy.com/your ID number, they got to click on Spanish in the upper right, Espanol, or they won't see the translated site. Okay. Again, if there's some under 15,000, once they go to Giggle, they're getting an English site. So they need to know over 15, Spanish all the way through. Under 15, you're going to eventually be sent to Giggle, which is an English site. I will tell you that Giggle is working on Spanish translation and Spanish. In fact, one of the Giggle owners lives in Spain. And so Spanish first language. We will have Spanish soon on Giggle as well. But right now it's only on the 15,000 and up. All right. Those are all the announcements except the cash. I won't call it the cash bash. The March Madness. March Madness personal production contest. Personal production on what we call phase one, the things that matter most. Phase one is talking to clients and talking to brokers. That's phase one. Phase two is supporting the people that are talking to clients, talking to brokers, your team. So phase one is your personal efforts of outreach to a client or to a new broker. That's what we call phase one in your business of the four phases of helping your team. So what we want you to do is be focused on your personal outreach. And that's what the national championship for this first quarter is going to be about. March Madness is all about your personal production. That means Nicholas DeHame, who might have a nice team, his personal production that he's done in the past and his team that he's built in the past doesn't give him an advantage in this tournament, except that he's got confidence and belief and, he's a little less fearful to do this business, right? There's always fear in every business, but remember, faith or fear both require you to imagine with something you imagine to be real. You got to believe something you're imagining is real. I'd rather go with faith on the positive than fear of the negative. Let's go. We're not talking about cliffhanging here. We're not talking about jumping with one of those squirrel suits, out of an airplane and hoping the wings work under my arms. We're talking about offering someone an alternative way to get capital or offering someone an internal alternative way to earn income as a broker. And we're talking about taking our current brokers and encouraging they get certified. That'll be more points. And we're talking about helping clients become funded. You're going to get more points. But all four activities, new brokers, then those who get certified, they both get points. You get points for new brokers. You get more points when they become certified. You get points for an application. You get more completed application, that is. You get more points when it funds. So we're tracking all that, and we're launching all the details when? The Friday the 30th of January. We'll be launching it on this broker update. But guess what else? If you were on last night, you already know you got a head start. Yesterday it started. Every new broker you recruited yesterday, every new certified broker who came in yesterday and has gotten certified, every new application that came in yesterday, and any new funding that comes from those applications are already being counted toward the March Madness tournament. It's going to be an elimination. A certain amount will qualify to be in it because of production between now and then. And then of those who are in the tournament, there'll be an elimination that goes down production versus production versus production week over week over week, right? And we're going to limit it down to 30, 64 and 32 and 16 and then 8 and then 4 and then 2 and then 2 will be battling to be the national champion. So it's going to be a lot of fun, and for a brand new broker, it's pretty good odds because you have a whole new warm market. It's pretty easy to recruit a lot of new people when you're brand new. When you've been around a while, you've already talked to a lot of the people. So it's an evening out of the tournament. And all in all we're doing is encouraging you to get excited about a contest to do what you should be doing anyway. Outreach, right? That's all it is. It's a personal production outreach contest to bring some fun, some energy to what we should be doing anyway. Okay. Those are all the announcements. I have one thing I want to talk about, and then we'll see if anyone else from the corporate team has anything to share. Then we'll go to some of the leaders who may want to share something, and then we'll bring it home with questions. The chat bot has been very helpful, and there are some things that aren't in it. So if you use the chat bot, you can access it from the resource center now. You can also ask it from chat. And if you email DAC after hours, you're given an auto response that we're out of office till tomorrow. We'll answer your question then, or you can go to chat and answer it now. There's some things in there that, if you stump it and it says, I don't know, contact support, please forward that to us. Please forward it so that we can unstump it, right? We'll teach it whatever we had to answer you. We'll teach it so that you can have better quality. But right now it's already pretty darn good at the amount of questions it's already been asked and answered satisfactorily. So good for you. Spanish video in the back office, Spanish social squares in the back office, Spanish website live. So if you want to take that video and forward it to someone, you can download it right to your phone. And now you can text it to people the same way as if you were Nick. You can text the one McGuire sent to your English speaking friends as if you were McGuire. Download it right to your phone, open it, add it to a text, save it into your photos. Save it into your photos, right? And then you can share it just like you share a photo today. Pretty much on here, most people on here know how to share a photo from your phone. So download it into your photos, social squares, all that. Put them into your photos and then share it. So that'll be, and if you have issues with that, Tuesday will be during the workshop. Bring that question. All right. I think I've covered all that stuff. So all I would say is the two things I wanted to end with is last night I ended the Zoom. Many of you are gone already, and I'm not going to go through it. If you didn't see the ending about equity and revenue sharing, you want to go watch the recording. I'm not going to go through it now, but it's probably the last. We took a lot of questions at the end, but the last part I cover is equity and revenue sharing. If you didn't hear that, you need to, I would encourage you go listen to it. But I've said it for a lot of years, but because I want to do it. But we started going a little deeper on it last night, and we're going to be going more deeper on it in the near term. But we believe that our local presence is our competitive advantage, not our one-stop best offer. One-stop best offer only matters once they've applied. One-stop best offer matters if they've already got a lender and they're like, okay, if you say you can get me possibly better, yeah, I'll try. So it is a competitive advantage, no question. Having the platform is a competitive advantage. But do you know that we're not even 1% of the market, even though we have the best funding platform? And we're not 1% of the market because we're trying to compete. Many people are trying to compete the way the companies who are doing $1 billion in funding are competing. They're hiring and paying professional telemarketers. They've got professional text systems that can text out 5,000 people for nothing. They've got professional email systems. They got AI working. They've got intake forms working. They got all kinds of cold marketing systems working, reaching out to people in your community. And they're reaching out to businesses in your community. But what they don't have is local presence. And if you try to compete the way they are in your town without being local, just by reaching out, it's going to be pretty hard. Hey, a blind squirrel finds a nut every once in a while. You'll stumble on a client every once in a while, but that's not being neighborly. That's not being a local leader for your business. If you want to be self-employed and successful here, if you're a self-employed electrician, you better be taking care of your clients or you won't get anywhere. You're just one person. Take care of those clients. Don't oversell them. Don't put safe wires in their house. Don't tell them they need something they don't need. Don't install a generator with the cheapest stuff possible, but charge the maximum. Be honest, have integrity, and you'll get referrals and business as long as you want to be an electrician. Well, guess what? Business funding is the same way. If you go, I'm going to try this for a week or two, I'm asking you, don't delve in. I'm asking you to digest this and make a decision if you are going to be a quality professional broker with us. And if so, you will succeed in the same way that person who decides to be a real estate agent will succeed. I'm going to give it a try. I'm going to get licensed and give it a try, see if I like it. They're probably going to be one of the 85 out of 100 who never sells a home. Right. So I'm going to give this a try. I'm going to sign up, give it a try. I'm checking out David. I'm on my broker update. I was on the call last night. I'm listening in today. I'm checking it out. Hey, you get to. You're an independent person. You get to. But I've seen 70,000 people join our business, right? And I see the difference between those who make it and those who don't. And it's not skills. Never has been. It's not city they live in. None of those. It's not that. It's not your gender. It's not your race. It's not your hair color or no hair. It's none of those things that the world may judge by. It comes down to your commitment and your intent to serve. And those people who are neighborly and really have an intent to serve and they're committed to stick and stay, as Ellen says, will win. So you get tired of hearing this, frankly, if you're not this. It's like when people talk to me about getting in shape. I'm on this new workout program. I'm doing this and that. And Why? Because I'm not living that. If you're not living this right now, it bothers you that I'm even saying it. Give me some more candy, David. Tell me another contest. Tell me about a commission. Tell me about a funding that happened. Give me some candy. I'm not living that. I don't want to hear about commitment. And that's kind of all that stuff. All I want to say is we want you to win. So I'm just being pulling the curtain back, being transparent, saying if you can just digest this and say, I really see the business owners need this. I really see we can make a difference. I understand it's not the best funding for everyone, but that's nothing is. There's not a pharmaceutical that's best for everyone. There's not a meal replacement bar that's best for everyone. There's not a meal that's best for everyone. There's not even a town that's best for everyone. There's not a spouse that's best for everyone. There's nothing that's best. Well, maybe that's not true. There's not, nobody's best for everybody or everything. There's nothing that is. So we're not the best for everybody, but we're the best for many. And so, do you want to help us attract the many? Do you want to help serve the many? If so, then stick and stay, and you will have paydays because you'll make an impact. But the local market is what we're going to be relying on for our big upside potential. And those who serve the most local markets serve one local market deeply, rooted well, producing fruit. That will be easy to duplicate. Once you know how to plant one garden, you can plant another. And once you know how to be a gardener, you can find gardeners. And so just be a part of the local team, do what the local team's doing, and get a buddy. If you don't have a buddy yet, I don't know the DAC would exist if I didn't get a buddy and go out with buddies that first week. Right. So it was proven to work. All right. That's all I've got for you today. We covered everything last night. Watch last night if you didn't.